We got in another pair of guitars from Orangewood, a company we do not carry in store, so that we can review them and give you our honest opinion. So stick around. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name is Chris McKee.
And I'm Cooper Greenberg.
We're here with Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas, and you can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and like our videos. If you want to support the channel, visit our spring store link below for custom swag and check out our podcast. It's called the Fretboard Confessional, wherever you get your podcasts. This is like the third Orangewood review video I think we've done. So the fine people at Orangewood have been happy to send us guitars so that we can review for you and give you our honest opinions. So today we've got two. This is the Morgan MNBL, very catchy name. These guitar companies. Yeah. And that is the Dolores.
I've got the Dolores TSVS.
Which, you know, this classic, very slope-shoulder Western look for Dolores will delight all Westworld fans around the world.
Absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about them. So first, I think I want to address my opinion on Orangewood guitars in the past. They've been making changes as we've gotten some. One of my favorite things was early on their logo was Cooper, and you recognized that?
Yeah, font-wise, it wasn't my photo or anything.
That would be great though, just like on the headstock. Can y'all do custom inlay for us? Yeah. I want to order an Orangewood with the old logo and Cooper's face inlaid in like pearl.
Mother of pearl.
Mother of pearl. Yeah. A mother of toilet seat pearl.
That's
so there's been a few changes that I've already recognized. So the logo's changed. They continue to make some changes to their lineup. Some of the ones that we got in, particularly the gloss ones, I thought were a bit overbuilt. Yeah. For the money, but they've all played pretty well. That's kind of been a consistent thing. And so it's interesting to see what's happening with this guitar. If you're not familiar with this guitar company, Orangewood, I'm not entirely up on the entire origin story, but my understanding it was some guys that were in college together. They kind of put this together. I think they were studying marketing, and so there's a lot of explanation there behind the success of the company because they've got pretty good marketing. It is a direct-to-consumer business model, so you're not going to find dealers anywhere. If you need assistance, you got to go with Orangewood Direct. I don't know if they're trying to put together some kind of like, authorized repair thing, because that's one way of kind of dealing with the buy and sold direct situation. But so it's you order it online, you add to cart, you have it shipped to you, and arrives to your door, and you've got a guitar with the specs based upon price. And they've been pretty consistent with where things fall within the guitar world. And I think these kind of continue that. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think that these two, like we've been playing them for a little bit. I think that one, they kind of match some trends going on right now. They look eerily similar to some guitars that we talk quite a bit about. But yeah, I think that was the whole thing, is they were heavy, they were overbuilt, they were really thick gloss finishes. These have satin finishes. They kind of got a different look to them. I think that they, the 324C, the Morgan over there.
The Morgan?
Yeah. It looks good. And
interesting wing design on the bridge.
Yeah.
Kind of a grand auditorium shape.
They're nice satin finishes. They're solid tops. That one has a pickup in it. They both come in cases. Yep. This one's got a hard shell case. That's got a gig bag. So yeah, I think for the price, they're kind of setting themselves right in the same vein as a lot of bigger players.
Yeah, consider the specs on this. So like I said, it's basically like a grand auditorium body shape, which a lot of companies are utilizing because it's a very versatile body shape. The top is mahogany. I don't think they specified on this model if it's solid, but I'm pretty sure it is. Back and sides are layered sapele. It's got a nice burst. The fit and finish on the guitar is really good. There's no sharp frets. The fretwork is good. The edges of the fingerboard are rolled, like on some other guitars we've recently seen that were imports. So really good quality there. I don't know what it is with the angry eyebrow inlay at the 12th fret. It's cool. I dig it. I guess they're supposed to be wings. I don't know. And I don't know how that applies to Orangewood. So I have some branding questions for you guys, but I like the kind of plastic ammonoid buttons. It goes with the rest of the aesthetic with the black binding, and you get a Fishman sonotone pickup, which is something that you'll find both in like $300 guitars, which is the price range that this is in, and $700, $800 guitars. So it's a very standard and reliable under-saddle pickup, non-intrusive controls, which I like right here in the sound hole, where you've got volume and you've got a simple tone control. So that's great. And then they do the battery compartment down here for easy changes. So that's typical what you'd kind of see in this price. So right off the bat, it's nothing that is striking me as a huge value. It's more of a another offering in a very crowded market, but it does offer, I think, arguably better fit and finish and setup than some of the other guitar companies, like from bigger guitar companies that I've seen.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, you've seen it at NAMM. I just saw it at NAMM. There are so many different people that are trying to do direct-to-consumer, like OEM kind of stuff. And a lot of them are just, how cheap can we possibly make this to get people's eyes on us? And these, I think they make a few key choices that are just nice little things. I mean, we talked about it with Sire the other day. Sire's making guitars that are in the price range of, Squire all the way through, not quite Player, but right around there. And doing nice fit and finish things with the frets and kind of, just little things that you can tweak without it being made in the United States, all solid wood. Those are really the key things that set people apart in that crowded market, I think.
Well, I think this is working right now. When I check their website, it's not available. It's back ordered, out of stock. And so that could point to either a combination of the popularity of the particular model, but also ordering issues. I did a whole video on the problems with import guitars. By the way, it's really easy in the comments to see which of the people that commented watched the video, because I wasn't bashing import guitars. What I was outlining was that there are inherent problems when you're importing something, really anything. When you're dealing with something that's made of wood and it's sitting in a container and you have to go through ports, and there's just inherent things that manufacturers are having to deal with that will explain some of the experiences that other people have. And so, those challenges exist. It could be that Orangewood's having trouble even getting their orders in, which is, again, it's part of the problem with dealing with an import brand. But I will say this, we could right now order our own line of guitars from some factory overseas, and they'll build it to our specifications. I've looked into it. That's how a lot of this stuff happens. What's interesting to see is the companies that kind of have execution. They've found the right factory to work with, or they're working closely to align and get the product that they want delivered, and it looks like this, versus, and maybe it's a quantity thing, because I've seen very established brands import guitars that just don't cut the mustard, so to speak. So this one is interesting because this is moving up in the price point. Also, again, in a very crowded price, for acoustic guitars, and starting to feature some of the things we're seeing. But I think this one adds a bit more for the money in the build quality.
Yeah. I think it's even harder to make a case for like a $700 guitar when pretty much every brand that we carry has something there that they're trying to make a case for, right? So this is the Dolores, and the biggest kind of upgrade or special thing is that this is a torrefied spruce top. Not just a regular Sitka spruce, but it is torrefied, still laminate back and sides. But it's kind of got the look and feel of everybody's favorite slope shoulder dreadnought with the sunburst. And I think it looks sharp. It sounds good. I do think this one came with a better setup than that one. Part of that might be because it came overseas in a hard shell case versus a gig bag. Who knows? But this one does come with a hard shell case, which is something that's kind of hard to find in the price range too, there's the Fender Paramount that's around $800 to $900. Comes with a hard shell case. They have kind of an option that is kind of close to this, and it is also an import guitar, but it's got nice fretwork just like that one. It's got open geared tuners. Nice. I will say that tuning both of these up, those tuned up easier than these ones.
Interesting.
Which I always like open geared tuners. I think they're cooler, and I think they always typically feel pretty good. That one was very smooth, getting right up there. This had a couple
I wonder if
pops
these have a
and
tighter ratio. It pops some?
a little bit.
Interesting.
But that's, could be several things. Could be a little nut action, who knows.
Hmm.
But to be fair, we bring out all kinds of guitars all the time. Sometimes from very reputable American brands, they don't tune up
That's
great.
true.
So that was just something I noticed. Those were very smooth tuned. These were not, but that's totally fine. And I think that this guitar has kind of a tougher matchup than
Yeah.
that one. I think that one's kind of a no-brainer in the price range. This is now going up against Epiphone inspired by Gibson J45 and the Fender Paramounts and some of the higher end Yamaha stuff, mid-range Yamaha
It's very
stuff.
close to a lot of the A series Yamahas,
Yeah.
the Road series from Martin,
Yeah.
Academy series from Taylor. Like there's a lot of
That's the area that I think most brands are like right now hitting their stride with, especially Taylor and Martin and Epiphone and Yamaha. I mean, they've got kind of mainstays right there that you need something under $900.
Yeah.
Here's a perfect choice in all these body shapes.
and a lot of those have a pickup with them too.
This
So
one does not.
Orangewood has decided we're going to eschew the pickup. We're going to give you hard shell case instead of a gig bag. We're going to torify the top. This is going to be kind of a nicer acoustic instrument, which is a bit of a gamble when you're looking at that price, because I think majority of people looking at that price don't care as much for the hard shell case and really want more of a pickup.
Yeah.
So I might be wrong, but I think majority of buyers are kind of trending that way when they're looking at that price.
I think so. I think like Guild too. I mean, you can get something that's all solid wood with a gig bag, but it's got a pickup in it. There's like these little trade-offs to keep in that price range. And it's kind of your little Sudoku that you have to do to figure out like what fits where to keep this thing all straight.
Well, yeah, the features that matter the most to you
Yeah.
at the best, because I think that is like, if you're looking at this quadrant chart, right?
Yeah.
The intersection that works the best for people is when it's aesthetically what you like to see, it plays great, it fits all of your features, and it's at the price that you want. That's the magic, number. So.
Well, I played both of these. I think they both sound pretty good, and I was pleasantly surprised. But we'll play them. We'll tell you which one we like more and all that. So take a listen.
All right, so there you have it. I think these Orangewood guitars are getting better and better with each iteration. So I think it seems to me like they've taken kind of some of the criticisms we've had, constructive criticism, and they've kind of implemented a lot of it. Not that we're going to take credit for it. They're making a pretty good product. I think the concerns that we've outlined are real, which is it's a very crowded market. What sets them apart from more established brands that you can go and you can try out in a store? I think they've got a fairly good return policy, but it's like you can buy stuff on Amazon. I had this recently. It's like buy stuff on Amazon. If it doesn't work out, you can return it, but there's more and more hoops to jump through, and I got to get in my car and I got to drive. Anyways, it's first world problems. But nevertheless, I like to get my hands on a guitar before playing it.
Yeah.
So that's one of the little things that you can't do. You have to order these unless it's a used product.
Do they have a new one in the box?
Do they have a new one in the box? Everyone's going to be a new one in the box. It's cool that this comes with a case.
Yeah.
I remember not too long ago a world where you could get a Martin Rhodes series with a hard shell case, all solid wood, for about this money. And
back in my day.
Back in my day when I walked uphill both ways.
I'm tired of digging holes, Grandpa.
Well, that's too damn bad. Yeah. So, Holes is a great movie.
I love Holes.
I will defend Holes. One of the things we didn't talk about on this that is interesting is it's supposed to be a slope shoulder guitar that's shallower. It doesn't really feel that shallow to me. I mean, I guess it's slightly shallower than a Dreadnought, but it's really not. They describe it as Grand Concert, and I think the 13 series Martins are shallower than this.
16 series for sure, too. Series, yeah, 16 series, because I was looking at one earlier today, because we got a D28 back over there.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I think for me, that guitar looks really good.
Yeah.
I like the kind of dual herringbone look. That's a nice thing. The burst looks nice.
I've been actually trying to see with my old eyes. God, the herringbone really plays with them. Is it inlaid, and what kind of inlay is it? Because they're doing it at this price point, which is pretty cool. There's some I'm just gonna say it. So some low-priced Ibanez guitars that would have all this ornamentation. They're stickers, just under the finish, and in the right light you can kind of tell. I can tell this, and it's satin finish. So it's a really great guitar that's super clean inside. Do you see the side supports that they've got? I mean, it's a really well done instrument. I'm curious who's making them for them. Honestly, it's really well done.
So I think for me, that's the better looking guitar, better feeling guitar than this one. Obviously, it should be that way because of the price. Mm-hmm. That's several $100s more than this one. I will say that I think this one is the better kind of value competitor that might do better in the market. That one, snobs out there want a name that they recognize on a headstock, even if that name is Epiphone or Fender. And I think more and more people are changing their mind on that. I think as long as the guitar is good, most people will defend it and say, whatever, it sounds good, it feels good. But the big question for me that I think we will dissect over the next several years, if we're both still alive, is all these brands that we started, some of them reviewing in the stores, some of them we just see other YouTube channels or see ads for them. Orangewood, we've talked about Avian before, we have talked about Sire, we have talked about all these different brands that are trying to make a play. Mm-hmm. And being at the NAMM show, there's hundreds and hundreds more that we don't even know their names yet. Which is going to be the one that sticks it out and actually makes a case for being a player in the guitar world? I think these have been around for long enough that a lot of people started learning the name. Yeah. They probably got a good chance with it, but I do not pity those that are watching this video right now thinking, oh, I'll do one of those too, and then try to break into the market,
Yeah, maybe you can set your Tacoma guitar down and order an Orangewood. To that point, it's a tough deal because you've got a lot against you, starting a company, marketing it, trying to make inroads, fighting against behemoths. And one of two things usually happens. You succumb to the pressure and the company folds, or you become successful enough that Fender buys you. It's usually something along those lines. So yeah, it's interesting to see what the future holds. As for now, Orangewood makes pretty good guitars. If you're wanting something that's a little bit off the beaten track, and you're comfortable with just ordering it direct and rolling the dice, then these are fairly good guitars. Although, like we said, they're not really sticking out from the rest of the market. I think if that guitar had slightly different features and they could get it at the same price, it'd make a difference. I think with this guitar, if they added a pickup to it, kept the Torify top with a case at the same price, which might make it a little bit too difficult for them to do, but if they could do that,
yeah,
or make it all solid wood. Like I think that the real inroad, Orangwood, if you're watching this video, I think the real thing is if you can figure out a way, even if you tighten your margins more, to make something at this price point that beats everything else from a feature value standpoint, that's the winning formula.
Yeah.
That's what Furch has done a lot, is we're going to produce it like someone else, but at a lower price. So
they're doing all right with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you purchased an Orangewood? And if so, what was your experience? What do you think of these guitars? And how do you think they stack up against the competition, both direct as well as in store? It's becoming a crowded market out there with a lot of different names on headstock. So tell us what you think about the whole thing. And if you're new to our channel, Cooper, what should they do?
You're going to want to subscribe to the channel, because who's to say what we got coming in next? I bet it's a guitar. And turn your notifications on and like the videos, comment, do all that stuff. Let us know in the comments.
It's not going to be a cello.
Yeah, I'm actually very interested in this. All of these direct-to-consumer brands and startups and everybody in that market, is there a brand that you think we should look into and try to get into review that maybe sticks out more than the rest to you? Because we'd be happy to tell you our honest thoughts.
Honest thoughts. Someone type Zager in the comments.
Try it. All right?
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.